outside, how it's looking. Baby, not a rookie. Hit the bag.
Hello and welcome back to Pleasant Grove Sports Network. Sorry about that. I'm Boston Harding here with
Coleman Keel.
And we are here for the start of the basketball season. Our first game is the Pleasant Grove Vikings JV girls team going against the American Fork Cavemen. As game is starting in just about a second, as we will turn to that now as tip-off is starting.
Coming into this game, as you heard Boston mention, first game of the season. I am not familiar with how last year went. Vikings lose the tip, almost had it. Quick play from AF, get it into the post. Whistle is blown. Blocking foul on the Vikings. I believe the call on Mosman, number 34. Fixing something with our camera. As I would also like to say quickly as we get into the start of this game, Vikings get the tip out of Caveman arms, goes off of a Caveman, out of bounds Viking ball. We were unable to find a roster, so pregame we asked the coaching staff for both sides 3 off the rim rebound Vikings, 4 lineups, so we do not have as in-depth of rosters as we typically would for a game, as the 3 missed for the Vikings. Nordstrom on the shot, rebound goes to the Cavemen, who miss a shot of their own. Hadley on the rebound, facing a bit of a full court press from the Cavemen. Gracie on the press, ball in the hands of Kennerly for the Vikings, swings it around to the wing, into the high post. Off the dribble handoff in the arms of Nordstrom. Gets the screen, kicks it. Good ball movement so far from the Vikings. The dive, kick out to, it looked like that was supposed to go to the corner. Wide open 3 on the wing. Off the glass and the back iron. Cavemen get a fast break, marching down the court, lose the dribble for a second. Off the backboard and out. Whistle blows on the rebound. I believe the foul is on the Vikings. Number 4, Nordstrom tried to hit it away, mistimed it, got a Caveman instead. It will be Caveman ball out of bounds on the baseline, as early into this game, I believe timeout called by the Vikings after the out of bounds. Tied at 0, 6:45 left in the first quarter. Back from the Viking timeout. Mostly American Fork still breaking the huddle. The ball goes, or correction, it was a foul called. It'll be taken on the baseline. Vikings commit the foul. It is Cavemen basketball, taking it out of bounds for the Cavemen. Becca, number 20, on the baseline. And close to a 5-second violation. Cavemen get the ball. Vikings almost trap on the wing. Cavemen working it around. The spin, step through, off the glass and out for the Cavemen. Rebound goes to the Vikings, who push it up the court right back at the Cavemen. So far, a lot of pace and a lot of almost traps from both sides, possibly causing poor shots or at least confused shooters as a foul is called. And for the Vikings, number 34, Mosman on the line. And as I was saying, so far, no points have been scored. 2 free throws pending. Good defense from both sides and a lot of pace as the first free throw off the back iron, too hard for the Vikings. As if you're a coach for either side, hopefully the defense continues to be a factor as the made bucket gets waved off for a lane violation on the Vikings. It stays at 0. 6:15 into the, or not into, left in the first quarter. Cavemen pushing it up the court, trying to find a way to get around the Viking defense. Vikings get a hand on it, stays with the Cavemen, trying to do something on the left side of the court, kicking it back out to the wing, and that is a foul on number 4, Nordstrom, for the Vikings. That is her second very quickly into the game, I believe. She had the foul on the rebound earlier, now that one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Boston, but I believe high school has the same rule as college where 5 and you're done.
All right, yes, they do.
Okay. I know the NBA has 6. I don't know if high school has any different rules. I know that it's quarters, not halves. I just needed clarification on the foul rule. Either way, a travel called on the Cavemen, and as I was saying, quickly in this game, Nordstrom in foul trouble for the Vikings, picking up her second in the first quarter of this game very early. Drive kick, too hard, rebound Vikings, out of bounds. Going to the Cavemen. Robbins was the ball handler when it went out of bounds. Disagreed with the call a little. Didn't protest too hard. Cavemen have the ball, kicking it out onto the wing. Driving, bringing it back out on the reset. It's number 20, Becca, kicks it up to number 1, Ruby for the Cavemen. Drive, almost beat her defender. As so far, good ball movement for the Cavemen. 11 on the shot clock. The drive, layup, off the glass and in for the first points of the game for the Cavemen, up 2-0, reaching the halfway point of the quarter. Vikings with the ball, get it into the high post, kick it out on the wing. The 3 off the back iron. And Vikings get the rebound, working it in, post entry, off the backboard. Foul is called. Vikings will be shooting 2 again. 4:35 left in the game. Vikings down 2, nearing the halfway point of the first quarter, as the first free throw is off for the Vikings. That is 2 free throws missed and 3 that have not counted. There was the lane violation earlier that took Viking points off the board. Gotta hit your free throws in basketball. Easiest way to get points aside from possibly fast break layups, as that one is good. Vikings get on the board, make it 2-1 and start a full court press. Working on the Cavemen, trying to confuse them a little. They beat the press, get it to the corner, kick it up on the reset, moving it around the key fairly well. Bad pass there, almost out of bounds. Vikings try to trap. Cavemen find a way out of the trap, get it out to the corner. 3, too far. Vikings come away with the rebound, needing to shake a press of the Cavemen. Bad pass tipped by the Cavemen. Vikings recover, bringing it up the court. Robbins for the Vikings, number 12. The defender meets her at half court, gets the tip, and the ball goes off of the Vikings. Cavemen basketball, 3:58 left to play in the first quarter. Taking the ball on the inbound for the Cavemen, number 20, Becca, kicks it out on the wing, bringing it up, resetting it far away from the three-point line. The drive kick to the corner, gets cluttered in the corner, get it out to the wing, get the tip. Vikings able to get the turnover there off of the Cavemen, as now Cavemen defender number 2, Gracie, as the pass off of the Cavemen out of bounds. Viking basketball, as we are dealing with some slight technical issues, hence the loss in the feed. Vikings get the ball on the baseline, get it into the wing, down to the post, high pass, the layup up and in for the Vikings. They take the lead 3-2, as now the Cavemen will look to answer back. Ball in the hands of Becca, kicks it out to Gracie at the drive. Layup off the glass, too hard. Vikings with the board, pushing it. They have 3-on-3. The layup blocked by the Cavemen. Becca with the block. Big time there for the for the American Fork Cavemen. Get the block and stop the Vikings from adding points for the moment. Ball goes out of bounds, and now AF making a couple substitutions and gets to set their defense. Vikings getting the ball in down to the post. Shot looked like it got tipped by a Caveman. AF comes away with the rebound. Push it up the court. Ball in the corner. Drive on the baseline. Tipped off of a Viking and out. Stays with American Fork on the Viking, or correction, on their side of the court on the baseline. Inbound pass from Becca out to Allie, number 32. Gets it into the corner. 20. Got the shot, missed twice. Vikings tip it out to the Cavemen again. 2 quick rebounds there from American Fork. Able to stop, or not even stop, able to make up for the mistake on the missed shot quickly. Working it around on the drive. Viking help, gets the tip and the steal from American Fork. Low scoring game, 2 minutes left. Vikings up 1, 3-2. High pass. Lost by the receiver for the Vikings. So much is going on. I don't have time to look at our sheet with the names. Into the post, the high post for the Vikings. The kick to the corner, drive on the baseline. Swinging it around, ball movement great for the Vikings. 3 short off the iron. That looked like it went out of bounds, and it did, off of the Vikings. It'll be Cavemen basketball, 1:45 left in the period. Now bringing it up for the court is Becca, kicking it out on the wing. Number 10, Allie, kicks it out to number 14, Ambry. Moving it around the court faster than I can read the names. Back to Ambry, working one-on-one. The kick out to Becca. Back to the top of the key, swinging it around to Allie. Both sides having great ball movement. Not a lot of screens trying to shake offenders. The shot clock under 5. Drive blocked by the Vikings, out of bounds. 1 second on the shot clock. So we show you that again. I believe that was Becca on the drive for the Viking, or for the Cavemen rather. Gets blocked from the Vikings. Could not see the number on the blocker. It's number 1, Kennerly, and the ball is in. Shot not taken. It is a shot clock violation on the Cavemen. Vikings get the ball off of another turnover from the Cavemen. In quickly to Kennerly. Bringing it up the court. As for a second, I thought American Fork was running a zone. They are not. They're still in man. Into the high post. Out on the wing. Wide open. 3. Off long. Out on the Vikings. Cavemen get the basketball. And so far, missed shots are the story of the first quarter of play so far. Vikings missing 3 free throws and at least a couple of threes, as well as the Cavemen having missed layups. Both sides having a block. This could be a lot higher scoring of a game. So far, I'm not sure if the bigger factor is the missed shots or the good defense from both sides. A lot of one-on-one play Not a lot of screens. I say one-on-one play. There's a lot of passes. That's not one-on-one play. Either way, Caveman on the drive, spins, kicks it out from the 3. Good for the Cavemen. Makes it 5-3. American Fork. Less than 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Vikings looking for the last shot. Foul on the layup for the Vikings. Number 34, Mosman, will be shooting 2. Could not see who committed the foul for the Cavemen, as Vikings looking to tie it up and put their early free throw woes behind them at the end of the first quarter, as the first one will fall. One more remaining. If you're the Vikings, Boston, are you thinking about the potential three-point play of missing this and getting the 3?
Potentially here, as the next one falls to tie it up with 5.5 seconds left as they inbound with the full court press. There's nothing that the Vikings can do here to end out the first quarter. Shot was taken not off in time, off the front of the rim, as we tie it, or we go into the second quarter tied at 5-5. Now coming back to the second quarter, game still tied at 5-5, as Pleasant Grove number 14 Hadley will have the inbound, most likely to number 1 Kennerly, as it is. She brings it up past the halfway, again pressed deeply, but moves it around back to Hadley, back to the left side, down the middle. Goes for the shot on 2, gets it, and 1 for the Vikings. Number 34, Mossman, getting it and putting the Vikings in the lead now 7-2. Or sorry, 7-5.
As on that shot, basically just a good strength play from Mossman for the Vikings, as she gets the and one to fall. The help defense in the corner from American Fork was there in time, as the American Fork 3 is off. Back out for another 3, off the glass again. Vikings get the board. Kennerly pushing it up the court. The Cavemen not pressing as hard that time. Getting it into the high post, out to the corner. Looking for something to cut. Great two-man work for the Vikings. Shot falls out. Kennerly gets the rebound. The floater off the back iron. Cavemen get the rebound, pushing it up the court quickly. Kennerly with tight defense. Help defense comes off the rim. Rebound Kennerly. She has been showing out so far in these first couple of minutes of basketball, as a jump ball is called on the baseline. Possession arrow goes to the Cavemen, as I believe on that play, the Viking that got tied up was number 4, Nordstrom. Kennerly with the defense in the post. The spin blocked. Vikings get the board off of the block. And man, Kennerly has been great to start this game. Not a lot of buckets, but she has been there on defense and has helped move the offense as the Vikings shot off the rim goes goes with the Vikings. As checking in now, number 15, Partita,
I believe.
Partita? One of those is probably right. As Kennerly into Nordstrom, drives, layup off the glass and in. Vikings on a mini run. If you include the 2 free throws made at the end of the last quarter. Good defense on the fake from Partita. As we mentioned, Cavemen get the ball to the corner. Kennerly guarding the baseline drive. Help defense comes. Softish pass out to the corner. 3-second violation on the Cavemen. Viking basketball, and that is what good defense can do for a team. Cavemen offense really trying to get it down low to try to get the Vikings to make a mistake or to help too far and open up a 3. Vikings didn't fall for it, or at least it didn't come back to bite them if they did. Kennerly out, corner wide open, 3. Off the back iron, rebound out Kennerly. Vikings get it on the drive, kick out to the corner, swinging it to the wing, 3. Good for the Vikings. 13-5 now the score. We show you that again quickly. American Fork bringing it up, not trying to let the Vikings get set on defense before the ball is up there. Good ball movement from the Cavemen as the drive, kick to the corner, 3. Good for I almost said Vikings again. Good for the Cavemen this time. 13-8, as that will temporarily stop the Viking run. Vikings up 5, 13-8 with 4:58 left in the second quarter as a jump ball is called. Possession arrow goes to the Vikings. They will have the ball on the baseline. From what we've seen today, I'm calling Kennerly to number 12 Robbins and the high post shallow wing. It's right on the area, wrong on the receiver. Bad pass goes to the Cavemen. Quickly pushing it up the court on the fast break. Kick out to the wing. Almost travel. Correction, she did. Vikings get the ball off of another turnover. As so far, that has been the biggest issue for the Cavemen. They've been showing out on rebounds and on defense for the most part. Both sides missing a lot of shots early, hoping to put an end to that. 3 from the corner is good from the Vikings. 16-8. American Fork gets the ball, and as I was saying, needs to stop the turnovers on offense, and they can't. It's only an 8-point game. They are still in this. It's the kick to the corner. Drive, lost the dribble. Vikings get it. Another turnover. Vikings with the ball, bringing it up the court is Hadley, number 14. Gives it to Kennerly, was not expecting the dribble handoff. The drive, kick down low, layup is off the front iron. Whistle blows, jump goes to American Fork this time. 4:02 left in the second quarter. And I gotta say, so far, this has been a much more exciting quarter of basketball to watch and to call. First quarter ending with a score of 5-5. So far, there's been 12 points. I can't do math quickly. So far, a lot more scoring, to say the least, as another jump ball again. That potentially a foul. Jump ball called. Vikings get it, as Vikings making a pair of substitutions. In comes number 10, Bedke, and number 34, Mossman for the Vikings. Bringing it up the court is number 14, Hadley. Down to the corner. Whistle blows. Foul is called on the Cavemen, I believe. Number 15, Maya. 14, Ambry called for the foul on the play. It's hard to count the officials' fingers when they're on the opposite side of the court and facing away from you. The drive for the Vikings. Pass blocked by the Cavemen. Fast break. They have numbers out ahead. The kick as the Vikings do a pretty good job getting back. Cavemen had an open three, chose for the drive. Vikings a good job stopping the fast break for the Cavemen. Drive, layup, high off the glass and out. Vikings get the board, pushing it up the court. Everybody is there for American Fork. Vikings out to the wing, down to the corner. Had it for a second and thought about it. Drive, other corner, wide open. Three, off long. Rebound goes to the Cavemen. Have numbers in front again. Does not see it. Three for the Cavemen. Off the back iron and long. As that is a foul on the Cavemen. I believe number 25, Aaliyah, will be called for the foul as American Fork takes a timeout, down 8, 2:41 left to play in the first half.
Now coming back to the second quarter after the timeout, Vikings take it down, pass out to the left corner. A little bit of pressure, stays on to number 34, Burgess, as the pass is intercepted as that one flies down the court. Open three for the Cavemen is good from number 10, Ali, sorry. Hard to read sometimes. Pass down to the left corner, drives in, goes for the layup, but blocked from AF, stays in bounds somehow, out to the corner, shot is up and just a bit long, goes up for the rebound, cannot get it, as Ali is down on a fast break, out to the left side to number 2, to the middle, brings it out towards the left side, brings it in for the Cavemen, shot is up and falls and one from number 20, Becca. The past 2 plays, she's been going on a roll as that makes it 16-13 with a free throw on the way from Becca.
And on that note, back in for the Vikings, number 1, Kennerly. She was playing phenomenally well earlier in this game. Vikings likely hoping that she can help put a stop to the Cavemen run and build the Vikings lead back out. Cavemen cut it to 2 on the on the made free throw. I mean the same thing. As Kennerly kicking it out to the Vikings. They love going to the high post. Opens a lot of options like the corner 3 off the back iron. Well, it kind of hit both sides of the rim as the Cavemen push it quickly on the fast break, lose the dribble. Cavemen able to recover, kicking it out and moving it around at the top of the key. Becca with the ball, kicks it down to the low post. Kennerly on defense, bites on the fake. Cavemen tie it up, 16 each. Less than a minute to go in the second quarter. Kennerly on the drive, kick, Receiver wasn't ready for it. Ball sails out of bounds. Cavemen basketball, last touched by a Viking. Now Becca bringing it up the court, following the Viking pass out of bounds. Kicks it out to Allie, out to Gracie, swinging it around on the wing. Cavemen working it around the three-point line very well. On the drive, gets stolen from the Vikings. Tipped, and official, I think, pointed the wrong way on the call. He said Vikings, pointed towards the Cavemen side. Vikings have the basketball. Kennerly bringing it up the court, kicks it to the other side, into the high post, out to the corner. Three off the rim, again off that corner three from the Vikings. As so far that has been the majority of the offense. The bad pass taken by the Vikings. Number 10 Bedke on the steal. Kennerly getting trapped in the half-court press. Kicks it out, 3 seconds to go. Vikings shot off, Cavemen get the rebound, can't get a shot off before halftime. And we will go into the half tied at 16 each here in Pleasant Grove.
Now back after the half to start the third quarter. Vikings take the court, shortly followed by the Cavemen. Tied at 16-16 after a much higher scoring quarter than the first. After the first tied at 5-5, after the second 16-16. Cavemen come in with the ball to start. Drive in, out, back. Again, covered by the Vikings. Out on the left corner. Brought over deep on the right. Drive in, open on the left.
Hook shot off the glass. Vikings get the rebound. Cavemen pulling out a little full court press. Vikings able to beat it. 3 in the corner. Drive, floater, too hard. Cavemen get the rebound. Bring it up the court. As with the ball is number 1 Ruby, kicks it, and the Cavemen swing it around. Layup off the glass, too hard. Fought for the rebound. Vikings come away with it, bringing it up the court. Nordstrom, number 4 for the Vikings. Swings it, ends up in the ball of Kenner, and the ball in the hands of Kennerly. Vikings move it around. Hook shot out of the post, too hard. Goes to the Cavemen. Stolen from the Vikings on the fast break following the rebound. Nordstrom kicks it up to Patricia, out to Kennerly. Brings it down to Nordstrom, out to the corner. 3 off the front iron. Kennerly with the rebound, surrounded by Cavemen. Brings it out, step through, off to the right. Goes out of bounds to the Cavemen. Looked like that got hit from my angle for a second by the Cavemen, as Mosman tying her shoe for the Vikings, as to bring it up the court for the Cavemen, number 20 Becca, her and Kennerly for the Vikings. Really the early stars of this game, as the drive defended by Kennerly. Cavemen kick it out to the corner. Bring it up on the drive. Kick out to the top of the key. Cavemen with good ball movement. Push shot finds a way in off of the backboard. Looked like a desperation heave for a second. Turns into points, and the Cavemen take the lead 18-16. Vikings, a couple of awkward passes. The first short, the second high. 3, correction. Wow, drive into the corner, ball on the wing. Kennerly with it on the wing. Moving it around down between the high post and the top of the key. Ball's moving around by Mossman. 1 second on the shot clock. Vikings airball the 3. I don't think anybody for the Vikings knew how much time was on the shot clock until the sidelines started calling that there was 3 seconds left. Vikings take a timeout, I believe. I know there's a timeout. I didn't see who called it, as it is 18-16. Cavemen lead, 5:25 in the third. Coming back from the Viking timeout, as the Vikings pulling out a little bit of full court press. In the front court is number 14 Hadley, number 15 Patricia, number 4 number 4 Nordstrom, correction, for the Vikings. The press works. Vikings get the steal. The layup tipped by the Cavemen and out. counted as a block, most likely. Caveman on the fast break. Kennerly defending. Number 10, Allie with the ball. Kicks it out, or swings it rather. Caveman working it around. Travel called on the Caveman. Vikings get the ball. Travel called on Gracie, number 2 for the Cavemen. As Vikings pulled out the press and the Cavemen answer with a soft press of their own. Kennerly bringing the ball up the court. Vikings moving it around. They got the skip pass to the corner. Moving it around the key. High pass there. Get it down into the post. Foul called on the Cavemen. It'll be on the ground. Foul called on number 10, Allie, for American Fork. Vikings get it on the baseline, taking it out of bounds. Number 4, Nordstrom. As for the moment, it looked like a different inbound play from the Vikings. The 3, Nordstrom, off of the rim, out, touched by the Vikings. Last Cavemen basketball. Vikings looking for an answer for the Cavemen run. At one point, American Fork, I believe, was down 16 to like 8 or so, and has since come back and taken the lead. Vikings still at 16, Cavemen at 18. A 10-0 run for American Fork, as the Vikings have not had an answer. Get it down to the post. Nordstrom looked like she got blocked, potentially just a bad shot. As Becca bringing it up, swings it out to Allie. The drive had a Viking there. Cavemen able to hold on to the ball. Allie working with it at the top of the key. Cavemen swing it down to the corner to the low post. Shot short off of the rim and the backboard. Rebound Cavemen off the front rim. Kennerly is there, bringing it up the court. 3-on-3 on the break. As the Cavemen recover, stop the fast break. Viking 3, good! Vikings take the lead and pause the American Fork run. Still pulling out the full court press, trying to confuse the Cavemen. As now moving it around, ball in the hand of Becca, pushes it out to Allie on the drive. It's caught at the high post. Working with it, finds a teammate, the spin, drive, kick, 3! Off the front iron for the Cavemen. Rebound stays American Fork. 3 again. Off of both sides of the rim, in and out. Vikings get the rebound. Trying to work with the mini pressure from the Cavemen. Get it up the court. Bad pass intercepted from the Cavemen. 2-on-1 on the fast break. Euro under, missed from the Cavemen. Get the rebound and throw it right out of bounds. Viking basketball up by 1. 2:39 left to play in the quarter. As the Vikings, Hadley to take it out of bounds. Kennerly on the reception. As a brief pause to tie the shoe of number 34, Mosman, for the Vikings. Couple of good, really just good luck plays from the Vikings. Cavemen finding a way to miss 2 shots. Vikings working it around. Paused, seemed to have stopped the run. The fake got the man. The under and the shot goes in. 21-18, Pleasant Grove. Cavemen now the ones looking for the answer. This great screen, kick to the corner, 3! Off the front iron, Vikings get the board. Looking for a chance to build on the lead, up by 3. I almost said 4. Up by 3. Get it into the post, down on the baseline. Working it around, reset up top. Kennerly on the drive, the switch off of the screen. Cavemen with a lot more defensive intensity. 3 from Kennerly from deep, off the back iron. Viking board. Deep 2, back iron again, Viking board again. Shot off the front iron. Vikings cannot find a way to make a shot. Kennerly gets it on the reset. Almost took the shot. Partita for the Vikings. The drive down to the post. Shot is good for the Vikings. 23-18. The lead is 5. Cavemen looking to stop the Viking run. As so far, both sides going. So far, it's been a game of runs. It was tied at 5s. Vikings going on an 11-3 run, I believe. Made it 16-8. Cavemen took the lead 18-16. Vikings up now 23-18. Cavemen call a timeout. 1:06 left in the third quarter.
Now back after the timeout, inbounded by the Cavemen, brought down from number 10. Fake pass looks to the left. On the right side, drive in from the wing, back to the rim, as that is called a jump ball. That will be a Vikings ball. Inbounded to the Vikings, a very soft full court press there, only from one player. Looks down, drives to the net, down, pass back. Another drive down, gets tipped on the pass, still makes it. Kennerly pulls up with the reset at the top of the key, looks to the left, calls for a screen, gets it as she rolls down and makes the basket down low. Number 10 being Badik, brought down from the Cavemen, looks to the corner, drives in, whistle is called. Travel on, I believe, yeah, that was number 1, Ruby.
Going back to the bucket from Kennerly off of the screen. Great pick and roll play from the Vikings, as I believe Bedke on the roll and the bucket. Kennerly 3 off the rim. And that is the score at the end of the third, 25-18.
Back for the fourth quarter. The Cavemen with the inbound from the side. Becca looking to get it. Vikings lead by 7. Pass inbounded to number 14, Ambry. Out to the corner to Ruby. Drives in, pulls back to Ambry. Out to the left side. Pass is intercepted by the Vikings. Tipped out of bounds. Cavemen ball.
Hadley for the Vikings saw the skip pass coming from the Cavemen. Got a hand in the way. Couldn't get enough on it to get a steal. Either way, stops what the Cavemen were going for a second, as they do maintain possession. Officials checking something at the scorer's table.
Vikings having a good lead here of 7, looking to extend that, having some great defensive plays. The Cavemen did go on a decent bit of a run. Vikings looking to take that back, and they did, with a good lead under their belt coming into the fourth quarter. Pass out to the left wing. Back to the right side to Ruby, drives in. Pass is almost broken up as shot clock goes. That shot almost went in after a shot clock violation from the Cavemen. Brings it to be a Vikings ball as whistle is blown immediately.
American Fork checking something on the shot clock with the officials. As that discussion ends, Viking basketball. Kennerly to take it off the inbound from Hadley. Working one-on-one against Ruby. Gets it to the wing on the left side. Works it under. Shot blocked. Foul called. Vikings at the line. Shooting to number 34, Mosman for the Vikings. As I believe she shot most, if not all, of the Viking free throws today. Missed 2 in the first quarter early. Makes that one. Adds another point to the lead. Vikings up 26-18. Second shot pending, as she has been great from down low today. That shot in and out. Cavemen come away with it. Pushing it up the right side. Down low. Fake off the backboard. Vikings get it.
In some trouble, gets help from her teammates on the right side. Pass down. Again, wide open shot. Decides not to take it. Passes it around 2 more times. Drive to the rim. Back out. A mid shot cannot go, as Kimberly comes down with the ball with 4 Cavemen on her. Whistle is blown.
Foul called on from the hands of the official. It's either on Ruby or Allie. I believe it was on Ruby for the Cavemen. Viking ball with 6:49 left to play. 35 seconds on the shot clock still. A lot of time, as one thing that has been a common occurrence from the Vikings, there's a lot of unselfish players who've been passing up open shots to swing it around and try to open up more shots for their teammates. The pick and roll there, saw it work earlier, not there that time. Cavemen running with it. Kick, 3, drive, bucket, short. Confusion on the board. Cavemen get it. That bucket off the front rim. Vikings get it that time. Bringing it up the court is Robbins for the Vikings. Swing. Kennerly on the wing. Working against Ruby. Trying to get something going on the left side. Tight defense from the Cavemen. 15 on the shot clock. 3 off the mark from the Vikings. Board goes to American Fork, needing to start getting points of their own, and that will help. Layup off the backboard and in. Bucket goes to Becca, as her and Kennerly, the stars of the game for both sides. Good defense there. Kennerly on the drive, mistimed pass. Vikings got the steal back from American Fork as whistle blows foul on 12 for the Vikings. That's Robbins. It'll be Caveman basketball. American Fork 2 scores away from tying it, 3 from winning it, or at least taking the lead. I'm getting ahead of myself as Vikings make a pair of substitutions, bringing it up for the Vikings, or for the Cavemen rather. Allie kicks it out to Gracie, down low, back out, 3 is good. Cavemen get the first of the 2 needed buckets, cut the lead to 3 for the Vikings, as Pleasant Grove will call a timeout, trying to stop the bleeding. 26-23 the score, 4:58 left in the fourth quarter.
Coming back after the timeout, inbound to Emberly with a full court press, brings it up over the halfway mark, shoot out, brought back in under the rim, goes up for the shot and one. Bucket is good, and a free throw on the way from number 34, Mossman, as she has been the only person on the Vikings to take free throws, as I believe this will be her 7th free throw of the night. Is up and good for the Vikings, makes it 29-23 as they have a 6-point lead, as Becca takes it down for the Cavemen, looks to her right, passes up at the top of the key to the left side, pass over to the right to Gracie, spin move down low, brings it back out to the corner, works it, pulls it out towards the right, pass down, back in, shot is up, a little too hard off the mark. Rebound from the Vikings, full court press down to Kimberly. That one way downtown, thrown to Mossman. Shot is up and good, brings the Vikings to 31. Pace is picking up. Whistle is blown. Timeout called from the Cavemen. Vikings with a lead of 8, 31-23. Back after the Cavemen timeout, Gracie with the inbound towards Becca. Vikings with a full court press.
Robbins and Partita back for the Vikings on the press. Inbound gets in. Becca working against Partita. The kick. Working now for the Cavemen. Gracie gets it. Out, drive, tipped. Down low, Cavemen. Foul called on the Vikings. I believe that is called on the floor. So that'll be against Mosman for the Vikings, number 34. As in for the Vikings comes Hadley, number 14, replacing number 12, Robbins. Becca on the inbound from the baseline. Gets it in and gets it back. Working against Partita. Down low, gets it back out. Gracie 2, off the mark. Vikings working with it. Kennerly gets it and brings it past half court. Trying to run the offense from well out. Vikings moving it around the outside now. Trying to find something open or at least confuse AF. That shot in and good from Partita. Cavemen struggling to find an answer. Becca working one-on-one against Partita. Kicks it out. Cavemen working it around now. 20 on the shot clock. Down low. Tipped by the Vikings. Fought for. Cavemen come away with it. As Hadley gets the tip on the pass, goes out of bounds off of her hand. Cavemen get the ball. 2:27 left to play in the game. Becca off the inbound, down low, off the backboard. Vikings fighting for the board. Kennerly up, the kick on the fast break. Shot off the mark. Foul called over the back, I believe is the call on Mosman for the Vikings. Becca to take it. Looks like the inbound will be to Allie or to Gracie for the Cavemen. Vikings in the full court press as we saw earlier. Trying to potentially force the 8-second violation. Get it up court before the clock can run out. Becca foul on the layup. She'll be shooting 2. 33-23 the score. Vikings up 10. 2:02 left in the game. The first shot for Becca pending. Vikings doing a good job putting a mini run together to build the lead back out. First free throw, almost picture perfect from Becca, right down the middle on the money. Vikings Cavemen cut it to 9. As the second shot, no good. Small scrum, Gracie 3, off target. That was so close to going in. Vikings dealing with the Cavemen press, get it in the front court, out of bounds, off of the Cavemen. Vikings will keep it. 148. Kennerly to, I'm going to say that so much. Working on the inbound, gets the ball in, stolen by the Cavemen on the fast break. Layup, up and good. American Fork able to cut it to 7. Still very much in this game. 1:35 and counting left in the game. Kennerly out on the wing. Mosman down low. Shot off the glass rather, too hard. Cavemen have numbers, 4-on-3. Corner back to the wing, the three, too hard. Vikings get it. Kennerly 1-on-1 in the fast break. Layup, no good. Foul called on the ground. It will be Viking basketball, as I am a little surprised that whistle wasn't blown earlier. It looked like the Cavemen defender, as everybody thought there was free throws, looked like the Cavemen defender hit Kennerly closer to the three-point line than to the hoop, as the Vikings get the inbound. Cavemen, tight defense, foul called on Gracie. I believe a reach-in. 5 fouls on the Cavemen. Approaching the bonus, or correction, that is the bonus for the Vikings, as free throws the rest of the way for the Vikings. The first one good. This time it is from Hadley, number 14, not Mosman. First time anybody else has taken a free throw for the Vikings today. Second one short. Cavemen get it. Bringing it up, Becca, 1-on-1 to the corner. Cavemen finding a way to work it around. Needing something to open, get it down low. Out and then back down again. Foul called on the ground on Mosman. 40 seconds left in the game. Vikings up by 8. As for the Cavemen, not out of it yet, but not a lot of hope in the game still. As shooting for the Cavemen, number 15, Maya. As these are crucial. The first one out, hit the front of the rim and went to the right side. Timeout called American Fork, down by 8, just under 40 seconds left in the game.
Back after the timeout, one free throw to shoot from number 15, Maya. As missed the first one, down by 8 with 40 seconds left. There's a little to no hope for American Fork. Makes the second one.
Now full court press from the Cavemen. We've seen lighter versions of it, as that is an over and back on the Vikings. Bedke called, I believe, for the violation, as Gracie gets the inbound to Becca. Cavemen need to move quickly to carve this lead down and still have a chance to win it. Taking too much time to get the shot up. Becca on the baseline, hit Viking out of bounds off of the Vikings. Cavemen down 7, just under 21 seconds left. 20.9 for American Fork, needing to go quickly Pass stolen by the Vikings. American Fork likely needing to foul to have any hope left in the game. Kennerly gets the ball, and there is the foul. 13.2 left. Shot clock is off. And Kennerly at the line for the Vikings. Cannot tell you. I mean, I can assume, but I don't know for sure that this is who you want at the free throw line for the Vikings. Based on what we've seen the rest of the day, as misses the first. Maybe Mosman's who you want for the Vikings. I stand corrected. As Kennerly with the second to put the Vikings up. 8 is good. 13.2 for American Fork. Needing to score as soon as possible to stay in it. 4 seconds left. Vikings will take the game today. Shot and the foul. 0.8 seconds left for the Cavemen. Shooting 2 shots is Becca. As this, I feel very confident in saying, is exactly who you want to be shooting in this situation. And especially now, Boston, you have to be wondering if American Fork is trying to get the 4-point play off of the 2 free throws. Needs to make this one, as she does there. Then the plan potentially could be to miss the second one, get the rebound, and then kick it to Gracie for the 3. It's a lot harder to pull off than it sounds, but you got to wonder if that's the play. Down by 7. She'll just make the second, cut it down to 6. And that will be the game. Vikings beating the Cavemen 35-29 in junior varsity. As I don't know that there's anything left to say for JV. We will be broadcasting this same game for the varsity squads in a matter of, I would assume, about half an hour.
In about 25 minutes, yeah, give or take.
Close.
Somewhere around there.
Roughly in that time span. Either way, we will be back in a little over 25 minutes for the Vikings versus Cavemen varsity game. And until then, I'm Coleman Keel. He is
Boston Harding.
And we will see you in half an hour.